by that time, Lucy and I had spent an enormous amount of time together, and vaguely said, "Oh, one day we'll get married." But I went down to this epileptic colony. It was a ghastly job, but it was very worthwhile. And after some time, Lucy decided to come there as well. So she followed me down to the epileptic colony. And then somehow or another, I think it was because our off-duty times didn't always synchronise. As a result, Cyril started making eyes at her, and of course, as you know, eventually they got married. So that was how that ended. But I mean, I always kept contact with them because Cyril had been a good friend of mine, and we always kept in touch with them. But it was for some years, of course, before he died, of course, and so on. And that's another story in itself, I suppose. But that's how we came together in the first place. In the meantime, I suppose I'd always maintained contact with Doris and continued writing to her and phoning her and so on. So that flourished as well. Anyway, there were happy days. Although, of course, living through the war period, it was very hard for everyone, really. And, of course, conscientious objectors were despised and hated by the community, really. I mean, if people found out that you were a conscientious objector, they would write filthy messages to you, or you were out in the street, people would spit at you and that sort of thing. But anyway, that's how it was. When she was living in that hostel, I used to go over and meet her, and we used to go out. But it was really, at that stage, it was a purely platonic relationship. I mean, I don't think we had any ideas of how it was all going to end. But I used to meet her. Then she went to college to train, as a teacher. And I did go. I used to cycle down to Kent from London and go and see her from time to time. But really for several years our relationship was fairly disorganised, really. I think I had a number of other girlfriends on the go at one time or another, but I always came back to Dorrit. And when she came out of the training, of course she had no home or anything, and it was at that stage that we started living together. We lived together for several months, I think, before we actually officially got married. But we had to do something. She got nowhere to go, you see, so it was suited our convenience that we just sort of set up as a family unit, so to speak, and we were blissfully happy in those days. But oh, she was a wonderful person. Yeah. Well, Dorrit was born, as far as I know, in Hungary, and I don't know the details. You see, her mother came from Hungary, her father came from Germany, and I think both of them had been previously married, actually, but they came together and they lived in a village outside of Prague, and Dorrit was actually, yes, oh, that's right. She was born in a little village in the Czech Republic, but she was brought up by, she had her father was a German. She had a nurse. She was looked after a lot of the time by a resident lady who came from. Now, where did she come from? I think she was a Czech, a real Czech, and of course, Dorrit's mother came from Hungary. She had all these different people speaking their languages, and it was because of that she grew up with a speaking ability in three languages. And then, of course, she knew French on top of that. So by then she had 4 languages, and then when she had learned English, that made the 5th one. So that's why she was so brilliant, you know, in speaking, and she would go from one language to another, you know, without any hesitation. Because when she was with her mother, when they came over, and they had friends in, and they talked in several languages, and I mean, I was greatly impressed by it, because they would start off perhaps talking in German, and then they got to a stage where there wasn't really a German word which was very good, so they would go to Hungarian, who had perhaps got a better word to use. And then from that they might have slid into speaking English. I mean, and it was quite an education to me to listen to them conversing, because they didn't talk in one language, they dodged from one language to another, which, you know, to a thoroughbred British subject, it was a very unique situation. Oh, she was lovely. But haven't I been lucky having 2 wonderful wives? Wonderful, yeah. Very lucky. That's why at times I think, I don't know why I ever grumble. Got nothing to grumble about, really. But there we are. Christina was born in London. Simon was born in Tunbridge Wells, and Elizabeth, yeah, she was also born in Tunbridge Wells. Well, of course, I mean, it was a great joy when we knew we got a boy, because we'd already had a daughter, and the idea, you know, of having a boy as well in the family, we felt was really very nice, because it would give a balance, And I must say, as a dad, I was obviously very delighted about it, because I thought, well, I've got a real companion now, and I think it's true to say we've always had very good relationships, and not that I was all that soft with him, but I think we did have a happy time when he was a child, because he always used to come and do things with me, and we used to go out quite a bit together. So it was always a great joy to me that to have a son as well as a daughter.